DoView Boards are the new lightweight innovation in planning. They're a new way of doing planning, and the basic characteristic is that they're entirely outcomes focused. They're driven around thinking in terms of outcomes. They're based on an earlier app which was called the DoView Legacy app, and it won very highly sought after Gartner Call vendor status. It was used in 55 countries, and that's the model, the inspiration for the development of DoView Boards. DoView Boards are innovative for two reasons. First, they're totally outcomes focused. They're looking at outcomes, and they're based around outcomes. Normal planning focuses at a lower level, focuses down at the outputs level. Nothing wrong with that, that's really important. But the missing gap with planning systems is often they're not able to articulate outcomes, which is really what should be driving everything that we do. The second innovation is the deal with all of planning: outcomes, prioritization, alignment, delegation and contracting, accountabilities, and performance measurement, evaluating impact, reporting, and improvement. So all of those things are dealt with within a DoView board. Other planning systems do with some of them, but DoView boards do all of them, all in one lightweight app. A DoView board is based around an outcomes model. This is a representation of the outcomes that you're trying to achieve in the outside world with whatever it is that you're doing. It's a visual this-then diagram, a visual representation of what you want to happen in the world, and it's set out within a DoView board on what are called the this-then pages. The this-then pages set out that logic, or it's called an intervention logic, a theory of change, program theory, etc. But it's basically what you want to happen in the outside world in terms of outcomes. One of these on a this-then page is a box diagram. On the left are the steps that are needed to make boxes on the right happen, fully setting out the outcomes logic. In addition to the outcomes level, then you have what are called how pages. Now, how page shows how things will be done. This is much more at the outputs level. And then the trick within a DoView board is that there's a visualization way of showing that your how, what you're doing in how pages, your activities or projects, are aligned with your outcomes and your priorities. And it's a central part of the DoView board that lets you see that alignment in a visualized way, which most other planning systems don't enable you to do that in that way. For simple projects, just use the DoView board. It's all you need. You can do your planning at all levels within a simple project. For more complex projects, you think of the DoView board as sitting above normal project planning. Normal project planning is about outputs. All you need to do is you have the DoView board, which is about outcomes, and then you just link the project boxes in the DoView board to the individual URL pages of the project planning software, so you don't lose any of your project planning work that you've done, and you just link those through. So it's above traditional project planning and complements it. There are 20 key questions that you need to be able to answer about any organization or initiative, and a DoView board answers all of those key questions. There's other systems around, but there's not really any that answers all of the 20 key questions. When you're meeting with management or governance, they're just a click away, and so you can prove that you're totally on top of the information they need to get. Your DoView board works as what we call a single source of truth. It's the place where you know that you've got the information right. Then you can create other documents from it, using AI for instance, but you know that you've got the core, the source of truth about your organization or your initiative all in one place, all answering those questions. Everybody uses this one single source of truth at every level. So often traditionally in planning, some people are doing priorities and then they hand it on for some other documentation, and then what happens is that it turns into a contract and deliverables and a contract at some level, but you get strategic slippage between the different pieces of documentation. With DoView boards, everybody uses the same board right from the moment of thinking about priorities all the way through, and then you can attach a read-only copy of a DoView board to a contract for people to go out, and you know it's all aligned. It's all aligned because it's on the one single source of truth, and it's the one thing that focuses what's happening and ensures that it is aligned. You can download an empty DoView board from the doviewplanning.org website and just start making it yourself, or you can download the prompt, the free prompt, put it into your AI system and say, create a DoView board for me, and it'll go away and it'll follow all the rules for creating a DoView board about the way you build the this-then pages, and then it'll produce a DoView board which you can immediately start editing to make sure that it completely captures your organization. You can tell it to get information from the internet to do your DoView board, or you can put in your internal documents for it to build the DoView board from. A DoView board is just a normal HTML page. It's a normal web page. So you don't have to download an app. You just use it in any normal browser. Open it in a normal browser and you're away and you just start working with it. So it's very lightweight from that point of view. You're free to create and use any type of DoView board for any type of project, any type of policy, project, strategy, anything, any organization. You're free to use it in any way that you want to. It's an open system. Anyone can consult, train on DoView boards. Anyone can build them. Anyone can take the features of DoView app and build them into an app, platform, or system. All that you need to do is acknowledge that you're using DoView boards. Note that the current DoView HTML app is a prototype. So it's a prototype demonstrating how DoView boards can be used. And so keep your current planning documentation as a backup while you explore using DoView boards as the innovative way of planning. You can use DoView boards yourself, or we can give you a hand with consulting, training, or certification of yourself and the use of DoView boards. Or if you want to build DoView boards features into other apps and systems, we can then help verify and give you the DoView badge, which shows that what you're doing meets the standard set of features for DoView boards. So you can get the DoView badge for that. Just get in touch with us about any of this, or if you want to collaborate with us. So go to doviewplanning.org, DoView boards, build a board, get in touch with us and get right into this new innovative lightweight way of planning.